Hello and good evening. Yes, you are back with the crew. Thank you so much. I am wanting to convey a few things that I don't get to talk about enough about everybody and who you are and who we are and what we mean to each other. We don't really understand what we all mean to each other until something's taken from you. And when you do something, as long as I've been doing this channel, 4.5 years now, and you do it 3 to 5 days a week, and you realize that you've built a community, and it's not just the people that watch this channel, it's the people that know of the channel or used to watch the channel, and they know people who watch other channels, and it forms this bond, this community that we all have. And it's not just the XRP family, it's everybody. It's the crypto family, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it and to be, to some degree, some kind of a spokesman for it, to a very small degree. It's a big, I wouldn't call it a responsibility, it's a privilege, but it's also something that you don't really understand what it means until you go like 3 or 4 days without doing a video. And then you're like, wow, I'm missing something. So I'm not whole. What's the matter with me? What am I missing again? Like, I was so busy last week. It wasn't until when I laid my head on my pillow last Friday night that I realized for the first time in a long time, I hadn't shot a video for Saturday morning release. And it was the first time in years that I mean, there's been a couple times that I was traveling and doing some stuff, but that was the first time that it slipped my mind that I was gonna do a video. I was so busy putting a few things together, and I got so caught up in it all. But I woke up and there was no video for Saturday, and I was like, oh wow, that feels empty. I'm saying all that. By the way, this video is going to be about a couple that I met, really cool couple. They live in Hawaii. They're, aloha, by the way. And they are, I told them I was going to do this video. And they are brand new. So welcome them. Donnie and Tony. They're very brand new. And I'm not insulting them by saying that, but he got a hold of me because he was into real estate, and somebody, 2 months ago, I think he started watching my videos. He's a realtor in Hawaii, and he called me up and was talking real estate with me, and he and I couldn't have disagreed more. But anyway, I want to go back to what I was talking about there in the beginning. I'm going to talk about brand new crypto people. You're going to love this one. Our good friend XRP 007 lost his channel, and I've sent some emails to some people that maybe can help, maybe they can't help. I don't know. I'm going to try and do everything I can. Rob is a great guy and an incredible man in our community, and if you feel that within your day or the time that you could take out to go ahead and help Rob, do something, send something to YouTube, send something to Google, whatever you can do, and just tell him, hey, why? What do we need? Can he just change something? He'll let him tweak a couple little things, and just, can we get him back on the air? I mean, I know what it must be doing to him. I can't imagine somebody just abruptly taking this channel from me and then waking up and not having a channel to do. I'd probably just start another one. Who knows? I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably just go to other platforms, and it would be okay, because I'd just get my 50 most loyal people would go over there, and we'd have a great time together. Whatever. We're not going to put that out there. Maybe I already did. No, we're not going to do that. So let's talk about this. I got a lot of flack. I get a lot of flack from realtors, and I've had this opinion about crypto for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. My son and I discussed doing a video There's a man by the name of Litecoin Leader, Jeff, and he and I wrote out a couple of shows. We were going to do a series of 3 shows, and I'd written it all out in my head and whatnot. I really wanted to sit down and do it with him because he used to be a big-time realtor. And the thing for me was we never got it recorded because there was too many people that thought it was such a bad idea. And you can't say that, Alan. Oh, people will hate you if you say that about, real estate. But not only is it true, I'm going to pretty much prove it to you. And it's exactly what anyway, it's hard for me because I'm a realist at times, but I'm a dreamer at other times, and I'm a visionary in other times, as we all are, those 3 things. But this is math. This isn't like anything guessing here or anything. I know we waited a long time, and I'm going to try and put this into perspective. As an XRP holder, it was 25, since the court case, 20 to 50 cents, I'll call it. 4 years minimum, right? 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm going to say 5 years, it was less than 50 cents for 5 straight years. And now it's $3.20. That's a 6X. It's gone up a solid 6, if not 7 times. All right? So, has real estate gone up 600% in your lifetime? Maybe right around my lifetime. Probably right around my lifetime, it's gone up 6 times. 6X, 7X, maybe, depending on where you live, some beachfront or some private and amazing property, and I'm not talking about like buying 5 acres and developing it. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is if you bought a house or you bought property and you bought something and you didn't develop, if you didn't put millions into it to develop it. So what I'm saying is if you just bought crypto instead of real estate over the last year, in particular XRP and a few others, you would have made more in the last 6 to 9 months than you would have made in the last 25 years in real estate. That's math. I'm not guessing. It's not speculation. It's not a rumor. It's not some crazy guy on the YouTube. Yet everybody in the world will tell you the most important asset or valuation or future profit or most safe bet is going to be definitely real estate. You got to have a real estate, Alan. And what are you talking about? You're out of your tree. That's too risky, all that crypto stuff and everything else. Let's not even talk about the multiples that Bitcoin's been through, the multiples that Ethereum's been through. I did a video years ago about a guy that actually sold me this property. And at the time of purchasing this property, 8 years ago. 8 years ago, right when I got into crypto. And I told him you should buy Ethereum. And he said that he would. And he did. He told me he did. He was really pleased the way it was going up. And it did. And it was crazy. And he said he was going to keep it for his college, for his daughter's college. So he called me, I want to say like about a year and a half later, he called me and said, "Oh man, I can't thank you enough. Oh my God. I 3X'd my money. It was incredible." I think at the time he bought it for like 30 to $50 or something like that. Somewhere in there, Ethereum was. Oh my God, it went up like 4 or 5 times or whatever. I'm out, I'm clearing out. And I'm thinking to myself, the bull's just starting and he's out already because he's a real estate guy. He was not only a real estate guy, he was a insurance guy. Real estate insurance. And he was like, are you kidding? I got 5X on some of the stuff. And the last stuff I got, I got out so late that I got 5X on and I'm like, you told me you were going to keep that for your daughter, for her college. Well, what are you talking about? Like all of a sudden, he's like getting down on me. I'm getting down on him. Like, you told me you were going to keep that. You only put enough in there to where it wasn't going to change your life if you wait. His daughter was 9. Okay, 9. So what, 10 years he had to wait? He should have waited 10 years. Just think. Okay. The Ethereum's what, $4,500 today? He paid 30, 50 bucks for it? What kind of multiples are those? That's the mindset that I'm talking about. Realtors don't understand that. Like, this guy's a realtor, and it went at 3 hours because, oh my God, I won the lottery. I'm saying all that because I want you guys to take perspective of what you own, the multiples in which you've created, the profits in which you've made already. Like this, and I'm not trying to sell you to get you to sell it. What I'm trying to tell you is, I hear people every single day in my comment. I hear people every single day in my email and every single day on my phone. It's like, hey, Alan, when's it going to double again? When's it going up 10x? You know, when Lambo, when Moon. And it's so frustrating because you're 6, 7 times in 9 months and you're bored with that. I'm not trying to say that you need to settle for that. What I'm trying to say is, baby, this is a long haul. Don't be realtor guy. Don't be realtor guy, all right? And don't be, you can be whoever you want to be. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to be. So I'm talking with this couple, and after 2 months of watching my show, they finally decide, hey, you know what? What should we buy, Alan? We don't know anything. We live in Hawaii, the weather's great, everything's good in life. Real estate's really slowing down on us, Alan. I live in the main island. And I said, well, okay. I mean, have you got a spare 1,000 a month? Well, more like 500 probably. Okay, all right, great. Well, is it a good time? It seems like it's gone up a lot. See, in their perspective, it's gone up a lot. And you're sitting there thinking it hasn't gone up much. Anyway, again, they're realtors. This conversation I had, this whole show is leading up to what I was talking to them about. And I'm going to give reasons for the 3 coins in which I chose, okay? If they had more money, if they had net wealth, if they had money that they were trying to sock away for like 10 to 15, 20 years, they're a pretty young couple, I would say Bitcoin. I know. I wouldn't say Ethereum. But my 3 favorite coins for a couple like them that are just starting to learn about crypto, definitely XRP. Definitely. This is not financial advice because I'm not a financial planner. So how could I ever, isn't that impossible for me to give financial advice if I'm not a financial advisor? I don't even know. Maybe I'm looking at that a little too practically, but you get where I'm going. This coin has got 10 to 50x written all over it in the next 2 to 5 years. Okay? Right? We can all pretty much agree on that. 2 to 5 years from now is going to mean if you're putting 500 a month and you're DCAing that over the next, I don't know, year or two, yeah, you're going to do just fine. Okay? The second coin, I don't even own the second coin. Okay? I don't even own the second coin. And I told him this is the one I would own. And I don't talk about it enough on my channel. I'm going to say the second coin because I don't want to mess with anybody. The second coin, the more I look into it, okay, I owned it 6, 7, 8 years ago. I owned a lot of it and I put it into we all back then, we used to know it all as stellar lumen. But anyway, we back in the day, okay, we all had that coin when it first came out, when everybody said, oh, okay, it's going to be the same as XRP and it's going to do this other thing and it's going to be this great coin and everybody else. And XLM, if I were new and if I were just getting into something, if I saw the picture and if I'd seen all the documents that I've seen over the last 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, I should say. If I had all of that information and I've read everything I've read, I'd buy a lot of XLM at this current price that it's at. I just would. That's me. And I know I don't talk about that coin much because I don't own much of it. And I don't just fluff up my own bag. I don't ever say anything negative about it, but I just thought I'd rather own XRP, but I could, I get a lot of things wrong, and its multiples could be incredible going forward. My third, and I'm probably going to say my favorite coin, if I were going to hold a coin for the next 10 years, if somebody said to me, okay, Alan, pick one that you think 10 years from now, 10 years from now is going to be in the top 5 coins. It'll be so relevant that everybody will know they need to have it. And, as a storage of wealth, clearly I think Bitcoin is going to be in those coins as well. But, and XRP as far as transactionally, of course. And like we like to talk about, for daily use and trading and purchasing, XLM makes a lot of sense. But the coin that I really would not want to go to bed and go to sleep for the next 10 years and wake up and not own is HBAR. I simply would own that coin if I didn't have to sell anything in the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm not saying it's going to take 5 to 10 years for HBAR to blow up. It's just that project. Hashgraph is, when you understand what Hashgraph is, when you understand the mechanism of it, the speed, the utility, the cleanliness of the code, and the lack of blockchain, it is the future. It is the way we will all end up going. Once everybody gets on blockchain, they'll look for the next avenue, okay? And it's Hashgraph, in this man's humble opinion, at this date and this time in my life. Things can all change in a month or 6 months. But I think it's one of the things that not only quantum would struggle to hassle, if you will, I also think it's one of the things that AI is going to fully be able to compute with. Not all of these coins are, say, conducive to that. We need to really, I want everybody to understand this concept about, and I'm going to throw some shade on XRP. Trust me, it's probably one of my largest holdings is XRP. You guys all know that. I'm about to throw some shade on it. The escrow is an issue. It does create inflation. The company of Ripple owns them. They dump them on the market occasionally. I think if they had not been doing that over the last couple of years, we'd already be at $10 or $15. Again, my show, my opinion, okay? That's kind of math, if you will. Having said that, it's a bonus as well. It's a great thing to have all those coins in case some market, some banking institution, some company, or somebody that you really want to use your platform and to use your code, come along and say, hey, I'll give you a discount on these billion of them and you'll be off and running. Whatever the deal is they strike. It also doesn't affect the retail price. That's kind of good for Ripple or for whoever's buying a billion coins. Bad for you and I retail in that sense, okay? Like I said, I'm throwing a little shade on them right now. That means you have a longer distance of time before completion of distribution. Some people can say that's a good thing. Some people would tell you, you know, our buddy Mickle would say that's a really, really good thing, that you're going to be relevant out into the future. Yeah, probably. Okay, I get that. But I also know that that means scarcity is not coming anytime soon. That's the opposite side of that, you know, supply and demand equation. But let's get back to what the other part of the shade that I have. And it's not negative and it's not bad. No, Alan, just ripping up XRP tonight. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I just told you it's my first coin that I told a young couple to buy, right? Isn't that the first coin I told them to buy? All right. So what are y'all wound up about? Let's get to facts here. Let's get to my thought of what facts can be. We have to be conscious of the growth of the intelligence of AI. This world is evolving, and it's evolving quick. If you just look at code writing code, how long is it before code writes better code? Not long. The code that we had, is it going to stand up to the test of the future of code writing code? Perfection, writing perfection? I know there isn't any perfection, but you get what I'm talking about. How long is it going to be before they create a better coin than any of the top 50 coins? How long? 5 years? That's a long time from now with AI. A very long time. How long are we relevant? Gee, I don't know. How long with quantum? How long? We don't know. With quantum and AI, it's all a game changer. I'm not saying this to throw shade or bum anybody out. I'm just bringing up the reality of this whole thing. However, use case. If people want to use it, that's why I've been leaning lately towards the XLM deal. If people want to use it because it's ease of use and it's a retail deal and everybody can use it, there's my Ruby girl. And if everybody can use it to buy coffees or whatever they're buying, adoption is so important because AI is not going to trade. They're going to trade it, but they're not going to buy. AI isn't going to buy anything with crypto. It's not going to buy itself a new laptop or, you know, robot arm. You and I are going to be the people that are purchasing things. So the public use case and adoption and network effect is massive going forward with this AI influence coming into our lives. It's not, I'm not trying to downplay any of this. What I'm trying to say is it's something to consider and keep your eye on, because it is interesting to me when code starts writing code. Because if you stop and think about it, what it means is it's going to correct all of its errors from the previous batch that it wrote. What does that mean? Holy smokes. It means that it's not going to like the things that have been previously created on the face of the planet. I'm guessing. It's going to want to innovate all those things. It's going to see them as old system. It's going to see them all as fiat old system. It's not going to see them as the future of Hashgraph. That's why I say it. Okay, let me talk about a couple of notes before I get out of here. I'm starting early next week, about a week from today. I'm going to be on the road, as you guys know. I'm going to be headed Texas way. I can't wait to see everybody. If you have an inkling, if you're anywhere near Dallas or on the way to Dallas or whatever, and I could stop and meet you there on the way back, we should probably do that. I'll try to do my best to let everybody know where I'm going to be, but it's not going to be that easy. But look for shorter videos, and I'll do some short videos on the road with the puppies and just kind of give you updates and the whole way through the trip. What else? We have our big event in January, at the end of January. Tickets are moving. They are definitely moving. I'm amazed at how many tickets have already been sold when it's that far away. I am going to be on other people's shows, and they're going to be on my show. So that's going to be a boom for tickets, I'm sure. I have a surprise, not a surprise guest tomorrow night on my show. Thursday night on my show. The two sisters, the Asset sister. I think you guys are going to love them. You may or may not remember them from before, but beautiful young ladies, very intelligent, and it's going to be fun to interview them and get their opinions on what it really means to be starting out in crypto, what it means to maintain crypto, and what it means to be secure and a financial future with it. It's really going to be fun because they're young and they're very bright. The following Thursday, I'm going to be on the road, but I'm going to try and get a surprise guest. I am. I'm going to be on the road, but I really want to line something up. I really want to do some stuff with Rob, because Mr. Rob lost his channel, as we all know, and that's just unacceptable. We got to get him on the tour and get him around. I hope he can get all that worked out. Please send your love and prayers and whatever you can towards the man, and tell YouTube whatever you can to get him back on the air. So, on the road puppies, I believe I have 2 left, maybe just one. One's kind of half spoken for. But just because it's the last puppy doesn't mean anything. All 9 of these dogs are incredible. We're still trying to figure out which one we want to keep, and we can't pull a trigger on it. They're all that good. So there's not a runt, and some people love the runt, and there's not one of those. They're starting to look different now. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to do some fun videos. I didn't do it tonight, but I'm going to do some videos with the pups coming up. And this video has already been too long, but Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, I'm coming. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pulling a little trailer with a bunch of puppies, and, a barrel full of puppies, and a lot of fun. And Elizabeth and I are going to have a lot of fun doing it. So we're really looking forward to the trip, and I'm getting the rig all ready now. So I think that's about it. And the golf tickets are selling. That's really moving too. I've noticed a lot of people, even if you're not a great golfer and you want to play, it's the day before the show, which is the 29th of January of next year. That's going to be a fun tournament. Even if you're not a great golfer, I think you're going to have a blast, because you're going to know a lot of the people that are playing golf, a lot of the people with YouTube channels and that kind of thing. And you don't have to be a great player. You just have to be able to hit a ball. And it's a best ball 4-person tournament. And I got in trouble calling it 4-man best ball. I don't know. But anyway, with that, I don't know, this truck seems lost, looking for somebody out here. With that, I love you all. And again, let's get Rob back on the air. This is a great man. He's got an incredible heart. We need him back on the air because he is family. I'm out.